Aggression and plunder are inherent aspects of imperialism, and imperialism thrives on them. Kim Il-sung goes on to say, imperialism is the product of aggression and plunder, and it has grown fat on ceaseless aggression and plunder. Since the emergence of imperialism, mankind has suffered disasters of recurrent aggression and war, and has been deprived of immeasurable amounts of property, wealth, and the fruit of labor. As monopoly capital grows, so its tentacles of aggression and plunder are extended overseas. This is the inevitable outcome and a law of the development of capitalism. There is no limit to the wild ambition and greed of imperialism. The fatter it is and the fuller its stomach, the more ambitious and greedy imperialism grows, and the more persistent and violent its acts of aggression and plunder will become. The method of its aggression and plunder has changed with the progress of time. Today, the imperialists are employing mainly neocolonialism to invade, dominate, and plunder other countries. After the Second World War, the imperialist colonial system crumbled, and the peoples of many Asian, African, and Latin American countries cast off the yoke of colonialism and embarked on the road of independent development. In this new age, the old method of imperialist colonial rule no longer worked. Without forming an alliance, it became impossible for imperialism to maintain its position and dominate and plunder other countries. Modern imperialism, which was realigned into a united force headed by U.S. imperialism after the Second World War, has been dominating and plundering newly independent countries and the developing nation by means of neocolonialism, which is less obvious and more crafty. By entangling many developing countries in the neo-colonialist web of so-called aid and cooperation, the imperialists now have seized the economic lifelines of these countries, made them nothing more than their sources of raw materials and their markets, and grown rich by squeezing tremendous amounts of profit out of them. Because of the imperialists' neo-colonialist policy of enslavement, and because of the old unfair international economic order imposed on them, many of the non-aligned countries and developing nations have not, in spite of their political independence, attained independent development and prosperity, and have not relieved the hunger and poverty of their people. As time passes, the gap between the wealth of the Western imperialist powers and the developing countries is widening. The tendency of the rich countries to grow richer and the poor countries to grow poorer is more pronounced on a world scale. The imperialists are militarizing their economies and stepping up their maneuvers of aggression and war in order to meet the unsatisfied greed of the monopolies for overseas expansion and to realize their wild dreams of world domination. The imperialists are directing the spearhead of their aggression at the non-aligned countries and other newly emergent nations. Do the thing, go read it. Solidarity.